Hello, good morning. All right, the reverse thing again. Let me see if I can. So it has me like flipped, which is so weird on this side. And I'm like, this arm's moving. But, anyways, good morning. Good morning. We are live. Oh, it looks like are people joining? That is so exciting. If you are joining, put your name in the chat. Hello and good morning. Wow, my caps are on. Good morning. Good morning. I find it so good for accountability, for consistency, which is something that I'm really working on, is to make something live. Hey, Magda. I know you can hear me, but I'm also writing in the chat for some reason. So I find it really good for consistency to do things live. So I'm like, okay, I could make a YouTube video or I could make a podcast recording. But I find when I do it live, it's really when I stay accountable because I'm like, okay, I said I'm going to be here live and, people might be logging in or whatever. I find when I'm like showing up for something, then it makes me more accountable. And consistency is something I'm really working on right now. So that is the practice. Yes, live is amazing. Okay, hopefully you can still see me. Okay, so good morning. This morning especially was one. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, again, like just feeling like we're doing the same thing again, like waking up, getting ready for school. Like it just sometimes I get into this space of feeling like I just don't want to do the same thing again. And I can tell that I'm really like craving change. Magda's feeling heavy today and yesterday. I think honestly, like it is that time where we're all kind of feeling this transition of summer into fall, into the cold weather. Like it's so cold this morning. And then it is that experience for me anyways. I'm going to bring this forward. I know that there's some things that are probably a collective, but I'm just going to speak from my experience if anyone else is resonating. But it's like the cycle, right? Where it's like winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall. I don't even know if that's the order, but the cycle of things. And then it's like, oh, again, and for me, I'm just like, okay, like I am a person who can't do the same thing over and over and over again. And so whenever I notice that, like, I feel like this is just the same thing again, it makes me kind of take a step back. Like this morning, I kind of took a step back and was like, okay, like I know change is coming. I'm moving. I've had a lot of change already, but like, what is kind of showing up for me here? Like, what is it that I'm needing? What is it that what do I need is always, once I have an awareness of something that I don't want, then I'm also like, okay, what's here for me or what do I need? And so obviously I needed to be here this morning was one thing. Because I was very easily, if I wouldn't have done live, I very easily probably could have found myself just being like, I'll do that later or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I get to show up today. I'm going to kind of speak to this a little bit so that it's not just something we're not just going to jump right into authenticity. If like, I mean, it would be pretty inauthentic to jump right into that with this sort of heavy feeling like present as well. So yes, acknowledging the heaviness. Yes, acknowledging the tiredness, acknowledging the cyclical nature of things where it's like we're just doing the same thing over and over and over. I personally thrive under change. I like, if you didn't show up, I'd find you. I know you would. And you would just be like, Chanel, where are you? But I do not like that experience of feeling like I'm doing the same thing over and over again and there's no movement in it. It's just like this circle. So that is that. If anyone is feeling the same way, like you're ready for a change, like something just feels like heavy or like it needs to be released or processed or removed, I looked in my life to see, because I've had a lot of change. So I've looked in my life to see like what is something that is still the same that isn't serving me, because usually like that's where we're going to find it. Like there's something I'm still doing that I've been doing that isn't serving me. Like this thing needs to be washed away because it's going to be the thing that creates some change. If I'm holding on to something in my life that I've been holding on to that's not serving me, it's keeping me stuck. Yes, releasing a lot internally, and things need to change. Absolutely. And the thing about, I think I was talking about this last week, is that we are the ones who are creating change in our lives. We are creating our lives. So if something needs to change, we're kind of waiting on a change. That's not really how it happens. I mean, we can get sort of moved in that way. Like, I'm kind of forced to move out of my house now, and that's a change that was kind of like guided for me. But usually, if we're waiting on a change, we're going to be in that waiting period for a bit. It's like really the question of noticing. I'm kind of feeling a little bored. I'm kind of feeling a little stuck. I'm kind of feeling a little uninspired, unmotivated, whatever. Anything that kind of feels like that is like, okay, what is here for me? What do I need? And you can even just skim through and see like what in my life is no longer serving me. What are some patterns that I've been repeating that are no longer serving me? And which of these things can I start to release and let go and shift and change? I also was reading something today. I'm doing this like 22-day manifesting journey, and the email that we got today was about doing one thing every day that you're afraid of, because when our fears stop us a lot. Like, we are led by fear so much. We want to do something and then we're afraid of judgment, we're afraid of failure, we're afraid of whatever we're afraid of, and so we don't do things because we're like, I'm too scared. And then that allowing fear to stop us also creates so much stagnation in our life, because the thing that's going to create movement is going to be on the other side of that fear. But if we're like, oh, I'm afraid of this, or I'm afraid of change, I'm afraid of judgment, I'm afraid of all these different things, then we end up getting stuck in this box. And so doing one small thing, a small thing, doesn't even need to be a huge, big thing. Like the other day I did a photo shoot. Usually that for me would have been like something I would be so insecure about, like just taking pictures of myself, and I wasn't secure about my smile and different things. And I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it. And so just putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. I had a really beautiful quote this morning from the email that I don't remember it exactly, but it said, essentially, your comfort zone is like restricting your soul. Your soul thrives outside of your comfort zone. It thrives outside of the edges of fear. And so doing one small thing that you can do each day that you're afraid of, even if it's like the smallest thing of like saying hi to someone, at a grocery store. You might be shy and be like, okay, I'm just going to say hi to like one person. And like just one small thing each day is going to expand you and bring you out of your comfort zone into a new zone where you can thrive and experience yourself more. Which kind of leads us into today. Today we are doing embracing and embodying your authenticity. So let me catch my breath for a second. So the reason why this is so crucial, because like it's almost like I don't even really have words to explain how important this is, because we are okay. Let me start with a quote. Gary Zukov, he's a spiritual teacher and one of my favorite people to listen to. The way that he wrote The Seed of the Soul, the soul stories, a few different books around the soul and how the soul expands, and how we are currently now in a time of evolving the soul. The soul is your truth. The soul is, your divinity. The soul is the truth of who you are, essentially. We've been moving out of a time where we've been living from our minds, and a lot of it has been external. So we've been looking like outside of ourselves to like compare ourselves, or, what do other people think I should be doing? But we've been living externally a lot up until this point. We've been living in the material world where it's like, I only believe it if I see it type of thing. This has been where we've been existing. What are other people doing? What should I be doing? What is the thing that people are going to approve of me doing, etc. A lot of externalizing of the self. Now we are moving into a time where we are living from the internal. We are going into ourselves and we're like, who am I? What is true for me? What do I want? What is inspiring? What is activating, etc. Like, we're moving into more of a heart space, more of an authentic time period. And so if people are over here still in this old mindset, this old consciousness, this old experience, they're going to have a really hard time, because we are really shifting into, you can see, like I was out the other day and most of the people who I was with were all business owners. Like, they're all like, I am living my passion. People are doing things that are making them fulfilled, that are making them excited and happy, very heart-based work, but we can't actually get there if we don't actually even connect with our hearts, if we don't connect with ourselves. We can't live authentically if we are not connected to ourselves, if we don't know who we are. And Gary Zukov says, authentic power is when the energy of the soul meets the essence of the personality. When who you are is open, so that your spiritual self can move through it. It's like, I'm here to be Chanel, like I'm here to embody this person, and then my spiritual self is going to move through me. And so the reason why authenticity came up for me today was because I was doing yoga the other day on my roof, and I was listening to trap music. And I was like, and I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I had the Zoom on, but I forgot to hit record. But anyways, so I was like doing yoga to trap music, and I was like, if this doesn't have Chanel written all over it, like I'm myself, I'm doing yoga, and I'm coming into myself, but I'm also listening to music that I love, and I'm not judging myself for being like, oh, is this spiritual or is this, it's the combination of who you are as a person and then your spiritual self running through that. We all kind of need to be our own unique selves. When I was at the photo shoot, the one girl has a passion for photography, one girl has a passion for makeup artistry. And for me, I'm like, it's so cool because we all love different things, that we all then bring those different things into the world. Because I have no passion for photography, and I have no idea where to start with makeup. And so it's just, when we actually let our authentic selves be accessible and then be expressed, then we get to bring to the world what it is that we are meant to bring to the world. And that is really where we're moving into a time of where people are bridging their spirituality with their authenticity. Excuse me, sorry. Whenever I'm like speaking my truth, I always get burps because just clearing space. So that is what kind of inspired this, was doing yoga on my roof to trap music, experiencing everybody in their authenticity and like all the beauty that comes together when we all are our authentic selves. And it's like, oh, you like that and you bring that piece, and you like that and you bring that piece. And it's like all of us bring all the pieces of the puzzle together. And then also this awareness that we really are moving into that sort of time. We're moving into a more heart-based, a more authentic, expressive time. And where healing comes into play here is because in order for us to access ourselves, and because in order for us to access our authentic selves, we have to be able to go inside. And a lot of the times we don't actually know how to connect with ourselves because we're so busy spending time in our thoughts. And those thoughts are usually negative, just to be basic. They're usually negative. They're usually thoughts that we learned along the way, that they're not even our own. And those thoughts are, so our thoughts, and then also we are looking at ourselves from the outside in. So we are then saying, what are they thinking about me? What do they think about me? People are thinking this about me and that about me. And so if we are having this experience of ourselves where we are always in our thoughts, we're not in our bodies, we're not connected to ourselves, and we are looking at ourselves from what we perceive to be external, other people's thoughts and opinions of self, then we are so far outside of who we actually are. We're so far outside of ourselves. In order to live an authentic life, we have to be in, out, not out, in. I feel like that is the clearest thing. We have to be able to go like this, inside out, and not go outside in. If I'm taking external things and bringing them into me, then I am filling myself with things that are not of me. But if I'm going inside and I'm getting to know myself and then I'm expressing it, now I am picking up my authenticity, being with it, learning it, knowing it, and then bringing it forward. This is how I always say, you first experience yourself and then express yourself. A lot of times, because we're so externalized, people are always first thinking about the expression of themselves and then how people are going to receive it. They haven't even first yet spent time experiencing themselves. Who am I? And getting really happy and comfortable with that, and then bringing it out. So it's experience and then expression. experience, and then expression. We go just to expression and then to how it's being received without actually integrating the experience of this is who I am and this is me and I know me, and then bringing that forward. So what we're going to do today is just that. And I've been talking for 14 minutes, but I think this is such an important thing because honestly, the goal of everybody's healing is they come in and they kind of want, whatever they think is possible. But at the end of the day, the goal to everybody's healing is to feel free to be themselves. Every single person at the end of it, if I do a hypnosis, if I do anything that is like, what is your ultimate goal? Freedom always comes up, and it's always freedom to be themselves. And so this is what is a really important thing. And most of our wounding, most of our difficulties are happening because of suppression of self, suppression of emotions, suppressions of dreams, of desires, suppression of truth, suppression of pain, suppression of childhood traumas. So most of what is happening is that we are pushing down things as opposed to expressing, bringing up, being with, etc. I remember when I first meditated, the very first time I sat and I went to go inside myself and I heard something negative. I don't remember what it was now, but it was something like, you're something. And I was like, whoa, never going in there again. I was like, I am not doing that again. Because essentially what happens, which we're going to do a little bit of today, is when you first start to touch down into yourself, you're going to hear some of those limiting beliefs. You're going to hear some of those self-doubts. You're going to hear some of those pains. You might even see or remember a memory. You might even feel like your heart got tighter, your shoulders get tight. Like the first time you enter into yourself, it's not going to feel pleasant immediately. And so what you want to do is descend deeper and deeper and deeper until you find, oh, there I am. There's that part of me right there. So today I'm going to take us into a little bit of a breath work that's going to allow us to descend. And as we do, we're just going to sort of affirm each area of ourselves. And then we're going to go into our flow. I also have some questions that we might, we'll do that as well. This is therapy and yoga after all. Okay. Oops. So if you want to get nice and comfortable, you can find yourself in a seated position. For me, I feel like I'm just going to move my heart a little bit. I always get a little bit of like some residual tightness every time I'm expressing myself authentically, which, we want to notice, okay, this is coming up, but I don't necessarily want it to be a thing that I'm like, oh, that means I shouldn't share. I'm just noticing that when I go to express authentically, depending on where I am, who I'm around, etc., if it's something and how like personal or personal, I guess the topic would be to me, I notice if my heart gets tighter, if my throat gets tighter, and that sometimes happens to me, but I just keep going because essentially I want more of this. So I'm like, okay, I acknowledge it, give it space, and keep going. So taking a breath in, exhale. And again, as soon as you close your eyes, you might hear your thoughts a little bit louder. You might feel your chest tighten a little bit more. You might notice something amplify because your senses just heightened internally. So maybe before you were like paying attention to me and your eyes were open and you were doing this and you were doing that. And there was like your senses were kind of spread out. And then now it's like I close my eyes. So my senses are more focused. And as I do, I notice, oh, thoughts, oh, feelings. I didn't notice these before. Doesn't mean they weren't there. It means that you weren't focused on them. And when we close and we go inside, then we can actually focus our attention on what needs our attention. So closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, exhale. I'm just going to have you place your palms open, wide, facing up. just going to take you through a little breathing exercise. You can do this for yourself all the time. And you're just going to bring your attention to the top of your head. And you're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, just drop down into the top of your head. So you're almost going to feel like you just entered the top of your head. Like your attention is in your brain right now. And as your attention is in your brain right now, just saying to yourself, inside your brain, I am free to be me. Taking a deep breath in. And on the exhale, you're just going to drop down into your face. So now your attention is on your face, your eyes, your cheeks, your nose. And as you are here, you're going to say, I am free to be me. And then taking an inhale. And on your exhale, you're just going to drop down into your throat. And here with your attention on your throat, just saying to yourself, I am free to be me. And breathing into that. Really allowing yourself to be present to this, noticing if you're saying the words, but your also mind is somewhere else, bring it back. It's an inhale. Exhale down into the heart space, feeling into your heart. Perhaps you can notice your heart beating. And as we're descending down deeper into ourselves, saying here, I am free to be me. Breathing gently. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop down into your rib cage, into your solar plexus. This is really your area of personal power, of authenticity. Breathing in and saying to yourself, I am free to be me. Letting those words fill up the space. Again, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop down into your pelvis. So now we're in our sacral. And as you're here, just saying to yourself again, I am free to be me. Letting that energy move. You can even give yourself some twirls, some body spins to move that energy, to really allow it to enter your space. These are the things too. If we want movement in our lives, we have to allow ourselves to move. If our bodies are stagnant, our lives are stagnant. Again, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your attention down into your hips, all the way down your legs, over your knees, your shins, down to your toes. I am free to be me. You can even wiggle your toes if you need to. And then just taking a deep breath in through your whole body, from the top of your head down into your stomach. Hold it. And as you exhale down out your legs, visualizing, I'm free to be me. Bringing your attention back to your heart. And as you do, just put a little smile on your face, acknowledging yourself, your true self, your authentic self. Noticing your energy, noticing your mind, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your pelvis, your hips, your legs, your palms opened. And then we're going to take a deep breath in here. And we're going to exhale, but you're going to exhale all the way. So you're going to take your belly button and like suck it all the way back in. So as you're exhaling, so you're going to exhale, open mouth. And when you get to the very end, a deep inhale. Again, exhale. And an inhale, fill up. One more time, exhale completely. And inhale. Come back to regular breathing. I'm free to be me. And now before we flow, I'm just going to offer some questions that you can reflect on really quickly. I'll give you about 5 minutes. We're going to reflect on these questions. After moving through that, after giving yourself permission to be you, what we did there was the breath of love, where we inhale and exhale completely. We're filling with all new energy. And so the first question you're going to ask yourself is, where am I holding myself back? Where am I holding myself back? And just the first thing you hear, boom. Trust it. Where am I holding myself back? You might get one word, you might get an image, you might get a memory. Where am I holding myself back? As you are moving through that breath, you may have noticed tension in certain areas of your body. You're becoming aware of that tension right now. You can notice, okay, where was that? Is it in my heart? Is it in my throat? Because that is also an indication of where you're holding yourself back. Did I get caught up in my mind? Maybe that means I'm overthinking. Is my throat tight? Is my heart tight? Maybe I'm not expressing myself. Maybe I'm not letting myself love or be loved. Maybe I noticed that my legs were tired. Maybe I'm not doing enough physical activity. Where am I holding myself back? If you have a journal with you, or you can pop it in the chat even to share. What came up for me is relationships. Where am I holding myself back? Number 2, what would I do if I could open up fully? What would I do if I could open up fully? If I could fully open up, what would I do? You might get an image, and you can write that, just that image that you get down. You might get a feeling, you might get an idea. What would I do if I could open up fully? If I could fully open up? You can even just imagine yourself expanding. What does that look like? You expanded. What does that feel like? Maybe something specific comes to mind. And similarly, who could I be if I opened my heart fully? Very nice. And just take what you've noticed. Whatever you notice, whether it's resistance, tightness, whether it's joy, whether it's information, whatever you're noticing is exactly what you want to notice. So if you're noticing, oh, I'm having a lot of like thoughts that feel negative, or I'm having a lot of tightness in my chest, or I'm having a lot of, I'm not getting anything. Whatever you're noticing is really important, and it's perfect for you, because if, let's say, if you're not getting anything, then you might be like, why am I not getting anything? And then you might start judging yourself or being upset with yourself. That right there is probably the information that you need, where it's like, now I'm mad at myself. I'm telling myself I'm not doing it right or whatever. That is actually probably what you're needing to look at, where it's like, okay, this aspect needs to be healed. I have a lot of criticism and judgment. So maybe my self, it doesn't want to show itself to me because it's afraid I'm just going to judge whatever it says. And so this is when you get to say, it's okay, I'm here. Like, I'm listening. This is a trusting space. I want to receive what is coming up for me. But whatever is coming up for you, just be with it with compassion and curiosity, not with judgment. If you're literally not getting anything, be curious about that. How come I'm not getting anything? Be compassionate about it. Oh, okay, my mind and body is pretty quiet right now. It doesn't really want to speak to me. Why is that? How am I feeling? Maybe I'm feeling neglected. Maybe I'm feeling upset. Maybe my body needs me to give it some love, and then it'll open up to me. Be compassionate and be non-judgmental and curious with yourself, and you will get more information and more information. Sometimes I think about it with, like, if I'm talking to somebody else, if I'm to say to someone, hey, like, who would you be if you opened your heart fully? And if they just didn't answer me, I might be like, are you good? Like, are you okay? Like, you're quiet today type of thing. So it's like, you almost want to interact with yourself as if you're interacting with somebody that you love. And you're like, okay, this person is quiet today. Maybe they need a hug. Maybe they need, some safety, some protection. So it's like, let's be really curious and compassionate with ourselves and what's coming up for ourselves. Okay. Left hand and right toe are tingling, like almost falling asleep. Yeah. And then so you could maybe even say to yourself, what does this represent to me? What does this mean to me? How is this making me feel? Those are ways that you can start to explore those kind of feelings and things a little bit deeper. What do I feel about this? What's coming up for me, like, as this is coming up? And what does this represent for me? Are good ways to go a little bit deeper with that. I find that, like, as someone who's on this journey, and I always am like, I needed it because I know I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be myself the way that I am today had I not gone on this journey, because I had so many blocks to my authenticity and my expression, my confidence, my sense of self. I didn't even know who I was. I knew deep down, but I wasn't having that experience of myself when I would interact with people. So it was very confusing. So I did spend a lot of time really getting in touch with myself, so that when I'm out and I'm like, okay, I know who I am. So if I'm being misunderstood, or if someone doesn't agree with me, like, that's okay. Before, it used to cause so much confusion and doubt in me. And now I'm just like, that's fine. I know who I am. And every day I'm getting to know myself more and more. And it's really important to, like, deeply root in self, so that when you do go to express, that you get to have an experience of yourself that feels deeply rooted, and not sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not sort of like at risk every time you express yourself. You don't think you're going to all of a sudden, like, change your view of yourself because of what someone else thinks or says. It really allows you to express, because you're like, okay, I know I'm always going to, like, come back to my truth and kind of be with what this means for me specifically. Okay, let's start flowing. So we are going to do about 30 minutes of flow. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm going to go to my mat. So I will see you on the mat. got Aura here joining us. Okay, so coming to your mats. I think we're gonna start in child's pose. I personally like to start from the ground and work my way up in yoga, but whatever, other people practice different. But today we are definitely gonna start in child pose just to get connected to ourselves. So I'm gonna give you a moment to get to your mat, and as you do, you can just slide your hands forward. We're really gonna take that energy, whatever you're feeling, whether you were feeling stuckness, tightness, openness, whatever energy came through as you were doing that breathing, as you were doing that exercise. We're gonna really be with that energy, almost like it's a ball that we're going to be moving throughout our practice. Breathing into that space. Exhale. Again, breathing in. Exhale. One more inhale. And release. Then we're going to take our right arm and just stretch it underneath our left. Really feeling the stretch in your shoulder. Left arm is overhead. And you would say to yourself throughout the flow, I'm free to be me. Just allow yourself to stretch your shoulder out. Taking deep breaths into the lower back. Expanding. Coming up into tabletop. We're just going to do some cat-cows here. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. And again, going through with the authenticity, just doing whatever feels good for you in this space. You're in the comfort of your own home. Allow yourself to move however you need to move right now. Doing whatever you feel your body needs to do. When we give our bodies permission to move how it needs to move, we're literally giving ourselves permission to move in our lives. Going back into tabletop, we're just going to plant our left hand and our right leg, and we're going to just stretch open the opposite. So right hand comes out, right leg comes out straight. And then we're just going to kick it in, touching your knee and your elbow. We're just going to do this a few times just to get activated on this Thursday morning. 3 more. Straight, knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Really nice. Come back into tabletop. We're going to do the same on the other side. Left arm comes out, right leg comes back. Bringing your knee to your elbow. Really feeling that activation as you're putting your leg flexed or pointed, but activated. Active. 3 more. 2 more. Really nice. Coming back into tabletop. And from here, we're just going to push up into, or push back into our downward dog, tucking your toes under. And coming So first down dog, so stretch it out here however you want. The whole point is to bring your heels as hand to the floor, so you're stretching the back of your legs, pushing your butt to the back of the room. Breathe. If you need to bend your legs, you can do that, bend your knees. And that's always a little bit slippery at first. Really allowing yourself to stretch this out, pedal this out. Breathe it out. Two more breaths here. Just do whatever you need to do to get your body loose. And then lift your heels and bend your knees and walk or hop to the top of your mat. We're going to go into 3 chaturangas. Halfway lift. Breathe. Fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Hands to your shins. Chaturanga. High plank to low, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Are you with me? Very good. Pedal it out here. You can move your body how you need to. We're going to lift our heels, bend our knees, walk or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. High to low. Upward facing. Down. We're going to do one more. Lift your heels, bend your knees. We're going to do this one quickly. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, rise up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Notice yourself. Notice what you're saying to yourself. Notice how you're feeling about yourself. And come back to, I am free to be me. I'm free to be on the journey that I am on and the way that it is unfolding for me. Breathe here. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Lifting your right leg up to meet your thigh or your shin, or you can rest on the ground, the tree. Feeling your heartbeat, feeling the energy moving. That feeling of quick movement, stillness. Inhale, rise up, open. I am free to be me. We're going to bring our hands side to side, so as much as you can. Back up into your tree, back into heart. Right leg comes forward and down. Left leg comes up. Inhale, expand, open. I am free to be me. Say it out loud, say it internally. Embrace, express, and move. Hands to heart. Left leg comes forward and down. Very good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, eagle. Right arm under, left arm over. Sit down in your seat, lifting your right leg high and wrapping it around. We're doing it a little bit different today because I'm free to be me. Moving with what the body is wanting. It's wanting to stand, it's wanting to move, it's wanting to feel its power, sinking low. And as you do, you can hinge forward into sleeping eagle. We're just going to be in our sleeping eagle here, really honor our sleeping eagle. Rising back up. Right leg comes down. Inhale up. Exhale, left arm under, right arm over. Sink down low. Left leg comes over, wraps around. Find your balance, find your focus. The balancing series, the scanning series is all about focus. When we hold our gaze, we focus, it's easier to balance. Hinge forward. Honor your eagle here. Sometimes I like to go here into airplane, but today I feel like it's to honor this moment. A balance of connection. Your body is wrapped around itself. All parts of you are touching other parts of you. I'm free to be me. Rise up. Unfold. Very good. Just taking a deep breath here. And shake out your shoulders. Inhale, arms overhead, and you're just going to interlock your fingers and just bring your pointer fingers up and pulling straight up. Your arms are by your ears. We're just going to inhale and slowly hinge to the right. Pulling your palms up, trying to get your palms together as much as you can. Breathing in, feeling that stretch. Very good. Inhale back to center. Readjust and exhale to the right or to the left. Again, feeling that stretch, pulling the arms up. Laura didn't get her walk yet, so she is just going to all the doors. Inhale, arms up. And then we're going to allow ourselves to just dip back, looking up at the ceiling, going back as far as you can with your gaze, stretching high so you're not dumping into your mat. Little back bend here. And inhale, coming down to the ground. Hands on your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. High plank to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Just pedal it out here. And from here, we're going to lift our right leg high and kick it through. And we're going to go into warrior one. Rise up, sink low, breathe. Open it up to warrior two. So foot's parallel. Sinking low into your front leg. Looking over your right arm. Breathe. Flip your palms and reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Shifting forward, open your palms, and you come into extended side angle. Resting on your right leg, hands high. Swinging your top hand over, looking forward. Really good. And then from here, if you'd like, you can reach around and go into a bind. You can even come forward into a lift, birds of paradise if you have it in you today. Bringing your right leg down. If you're in your bind, just honoring yourself here. Bringing your hands to your mat. Bringing your right leg back into your down dog. Just notice if that right leg is feeling more loose and stretched out now than your left. Noticing if you're feeling more loose and stretched out than when you started. Exhale. Lifting that left leg high, kick it through for warrior two, or warrior one, sorry. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink. Opening up into warrior two, so your back foot comes parallel to your mat, and your right lunge is deeper. Looking over your left hand. Flipping your palms, reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Just feeling the activation in your body, the activation in yourself. In this activated way, I'm free to be me. Activate your freedom, activate yourself. Activate your experience of yourself. Right now you're feeling your legs, you're feeling your thighs, you're feeling your butt, you're feeling your body. You're in your body. Shift forward, open palms into extended side angle. Right arm rests on your thigh left arm, and right arm comes up. Looking up. Just taking a moment here with yourself. I am free to be me. Swinging that left or that right arm forward. Breathe. Let me go from here over. We did our bind. Honor yourself here in your bind. Feeling your body. I'm free to be me. Opening your chest if you can. And then bringing your hands to your mat. Woo. Downward dog. Noticing which side feels easier, more tight. The bind also always feels different for me on my left when I'm binding from my left. I'm free to be me. Notice your body. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk or hop. Halfway lift, flat back. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Hold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. High plank to low, and here we're just going to lower all the way down. Just bring your right ear to your mat, hands by your sides. Feeling your heart, feeling your body, feeling yourself. Just honoring that feeling of heaviness. Lifting your legs, start to windshield wiper. We're going to go into a little bit of a floor series here. Bringing your palms flat. And have an inhale, rise up. Actually, let's bring our hands all the way up. Rise up. Breathe. Arms are flat, parallel to each other. Chest is high. And lower down. Windshield wiper. And then we're going to take our hands into a bind behind our backs. Bringing your chin to your mat. And then we're going to inhale, pulling ourselves up with our bind. Inhale, look up, rise up. Exhale, release. Very good. Windshield wiper. Just to get some movement in your back. Hands to mat. Or sorry, feet to mat. Release your bind. We're going to go into bow pose from here. So you can grab your feet like so. Palms to the bottom of the top of your foot. Bring your chin to your mat. No. Don't. No. Stay. No. I'm going right your way till you take me outside. And then from here, we're going to inhale, kick back into your palms, and rise up. This is bow pose. Kick back, look back. Actually, look up. Kick back, look up. Breathe. And roll forward onto your hips. Kick back, kick back, kick back. And release. Windshield wiper your legs here. And let your legs fall straight. Again, being with yourself. Noticing your thoughts. And saying to yourself, I'm free to be me. Bring a smile to your face. Really good. Pushing up and back into child's pose. A lot of resting poses today. It's like we're doing active rest, and sometimes that is the cycle, that is life, that is how we move forward. That is how we continuously move forward. I was talking yesterday to a client about part of giving yourself what you need is the forward process. It is productive. A lot of times we're going, and we're not giving ourselves what we need. And then we end up taking 2 steps back because we missed ourselves. We missed connecting to ourselves. We missed being with ourselves. That is the answer always. That is the clue. That is the missing piece. So as we're doing active poses, we're also taking a moment to integrate, to be with self, to let the energy move through, to let the energy expand, let the energy integrate. Rest is a big part of the process. It's the integration, it's the recalibration. When we're moving forward, we're really becoming new versions of ourselves. We do have to take a moment to align everything to that moment, to recalibrate, to bring all the energies to meet in one place at one time. Coming up onto all fours, and then onto your bum, to your back. And you can just bring your feet flat on the ground. And here we're going to take our hands in a bind and push up, using your glute muscles and the bottom of your feet to push up. Really bringing some strength to your bind can help you push up, push up, push up. And lower down. You can do a 90-90 windshield here. Again, opening up the hips, opening up the back. That root chakra, feeling safe in your body, feeling safe in yourself is so important to manifesting, to living the life that you want, to being yourself, so you're having an embodied experience of yourself, not an experience of yourself that's happening in your mind, but one that's happening in your body. Again, bringing your feet together, lifting up, catching your bind, using your glutes and your feet to push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. Feeling the activation in your glutes, feeling the activation in your body. And release. You're doing amazing. You are amazing. And here we're going to finish with waterfall to Death Man's. Just bringing your feet straight up, pulling them in, allowing the energy to move down. You can flex and point your feet if that feels good for you. I had this crazy thought the other day that I was like, I think I'm becoming a woman. Just hit me. I was like, oh, like, I just feel like I'm maturing. It's such an interesting, I thought I was a woman already, but it just feels like a mature version of me is coming through. Someone who trusts herself and is independent, but in a way that's chosen, not something that I have to be, if that makes sense. So if you're noticing something in you shifting, it's probably for the better, even though it might feel strange. You're becoming a more integrated, more true, more authentic version of yourself. And there's always this feeling of like something's crumbling for something new to come in. And I was feeling like that. And I was like, oh, I'm becoming a woman. And it's like this independence that's an embodiment more than something that I had to be. Coming up into waterfall. And then from here, you can slowly start to bring your legs down if you want to use your hands for support. Slowly coming down, using your glutes, activating yourself until you get near the ground as much as you can. Then you can come into Death Man, just bringing your legs to your ears.
allowing yourself to feel the stretch in your spine, so just really relaxing here. Letting everything open up. And then slowly coming back up. And then supporting yourself to come down onto your mat. Legs come flat. Oh. Kind of feel a supine twist here. Let's do that. Bringing your right leg over, using your left hand. Right arm comes out and you're looking over your shoulder. Who are you becoming? Who can you feel yourself becoming? What can you tell is trying to emerge? You know, that energy that you're feeling. Just take a moment to go within and just tap into it. What is this energy that I'm feeling? This thing that feels like it's conjuring. This thing that feels like it's building up. Who am I becoming? I can feel it right now in my heart. It's like this ruby red woman that's like emerging through. I love her. And I just say to myself, I'm free to be me. I love the version of me that's coming through, that's emerging. Tap into that for you. What does that feel like? Bring your right leg up. We're almost wrapping up here. And right leg comes down, left leg comes up. Really let yourself stretch this out. Punch and flex your toes. I am free to be me. Let that message be in your heart today. Give yourself a full body stretch and then bring both of your legs up. Give yourself a big hug. You can move your spine as you need. Then sit up and give each of your knees a kiss. And unravel into Shavasana. We're going to be here for about 1 minute. If you need to go, feel free. You're already gone. Thanks for coming. Remember to carry with you all day. I am free to be me. There's one thing that you are going to do today that lets you know that you are free to be yourself. Perhaps you're going to be silly. Silliness is one of the biggest things that we suppress. We all have silliness, and a lot of our silliness is suppressed. Perhaps you let yourself be silly, giggle, do something where you can laugh at yourself. Let your heart open through joy, because who you truly are is joyful, loving, kind. And who you truly are is detailed, complex, sensitive, sweet, strong. Allow yourself to be an element of yourself today, and then love yourself for it. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale. Just roll onto your side and push up. If anyone here still, I know I'm definitely over time. We are going to do an Om together. Bring your hands to heart. Deep breath in. Thank you so much for coming. I see you, I feel you, I am you. You are free to be you. Enjoy your day. Namaste. Bye, y'all. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Any comments in the chat, please feel free. I'm going to log off and walk my dog because clearly she needs to be walked.